Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope everybody's having a great day out there. And today we have, yes, we finally have Mysterio. 1/6 scale Hot Toys Mysterio from Spider-Man Far From Home. This is arguably one of the most sought after figures right now. I've had a lot of people tell me how great this figure is. So today we are going to find out for ourselves just how great this figure is. But before we get into it, please ask if you could drop down, grab that subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit the little bell for notifications. And without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. Okay, so here we have the figure in the box, and I love that with these Spider-Man Far From Home boxes, they've done this where this is the fishbowl for Mysterio, and then this is like the front of his suit. Looks really cool. They've done that with every Far From Home release we've got. The homemade Spider-Man suit, which you can see coming soon, and the upgraded suit, which you can also see coming soon, as this is my first release from Spider-Man Far From Home. We're starting with arguably the best. So we get Mysterio there on the side, we get our legal stuff on the back, and we get another Mysterio on the side. Pretty simple. We will take this, slide off this top piece, and we get this beautiful box art here on the front of Mysterio. Now, I'm going to assume that this is a shot of the figure, and then they did some sort of filtering on this to kind of give it that gradient style look. Looks really nice. And with the other releases, it's a flap, and then we get to see him there in the box. But we also get this great little piece of art here on the inside flap as well. It looks really nice. So let's go ahead and get him out of the box. As you can see, looks really, really nice. Okay, so here we have the figure with all the little pieces and bits you're going to get. We're going to take this out so we can get a good look at the figure. We're going to remove these little accessories. And I went ahead and removed the cape out of the bag prior because it did want to stick, because this cape is very thick style material, and first impressions are, wow, look at the fishbowl. That looks phenomenal. I love the cloud in there. That looks great. Just the suit itself looks phenomenal. They did such a great job with this figure. Unbelievable how well this figure came out. So let's go ahead and get all the accessories out and take a closer look at everything you're going to get. All right, so here are all the accessories you're going to get with the figure. And I got to say, I am pretty pleased with everything we've gotten here. It all looks really good, and I like the amount that we've got. So let's take a look at the base. So we get this glossy matte style base with the glossy letters there, with that Mysterio logo right there. Looks really nice. Kind of glistens off the light. Looks really cool. And then we get these extra smoke pieces for the base that you set alongside the base. These things got a little weight to them too, so they're definitely going to stand up in the Detolf or on your shelf without a lot of problems. So that's really cool. I'm glad that they added those. So that's the bigger one. Then you get a smaller one here. And they're this blown plastic style. And the green color looks really nice. Matches these little spell accessory type things. Look really cool. And then there's, just like the Doctor Strange figures, this hand will slide up underneath that and hold it in place. So you can put these on the figure, and these look really cool. They dance off the light really nice and everything like that. And you get two of them, one for each hand. So that's really cool. So taking a look at the Jake Gyllenhaal head sculpt, I think they did a phenomenal job with this, and I'm really happy that they added this piece. I feel like they probably added him a little late. Early promotional photos and early prototype photos all showed just the fishbowl and nothing else. But then it wasn't about a month before this guy got released, they threw this guy out there and said, oh, by the way, you're going to get a head sculpt, which is really nice. Glad they added this. I think the details are really cool. I like the stub on the beard. Looks really nice there. The hair, the wave of the hair, the sculpted hair. As you all know how I feel about sculpted hair. It's the best. And then get it to focus there on his eyes. You can see the smaller details of the face. Looks really good. I think the likeness looks phenomenal. And then we get 1, 2, 3 sets of hands. So these are the hands. So they've got the Mysterio style suit, that green suit underneath, and then this gold finish on top, a little bit tear on top of the wrist, at the base of the hand, and then on top of the hand, and then the knuckle pads there. And then inside, that looks really nice. It's got that kind of that rough gear style material there for protection of the inner hand. And like I said before, this one goes for these accessory mounts where they just slide. Actually, I think I got the wrong one. Let me go to this one. Yeah. Where they slide up under here and they hold it in place kind of like that. And we'll get into more detail there as we go into posing and things like that. And then we get our closed fist hands. We get a left and a right. Those look really nice. I like the details on the gloves and everything. It looks really good. And then we get kind of just an open gesture hand. Nothing too fancy there. And then for when we take off the cape, we get these little pieces that slide in and peg into the top part of the suit that give that look of a finished look when the cape's not on the figure. So all in all, really happy with the accessories we get. So let's go ahead and get the figure back out here, and let's take a closer look at the figure himself and the articulation. All right, so here we have the figure. As you can see, I've got the fishbowl helmet on him. The only downfall to the fishbowl is this seam right here, which I know a lot of people have complained about, but it's kind of the nature of the beast with what we have here. If you pose him just right, you can kind of hide that seam a little bit. So we get a good look here at the suit. Looks really nice. I love this gold armor plating right here. And then we've got the green kind of scale mail style jumpsuit underneath. Looks really nice. The gauntlets look really good. They are movable, so you can turn them around, switch them around, turn them around, things like that. So when you take the hand off, these will slide down. So you got to make sure when you go to put the hands on that you push that back far enough. And you can see there, looks really good. There's the waist down to the legs. He's got these little thigh kind of bands right here. Looks really cool. The boots, these probably are my favorite style boots, because finally they've realized that, hey, let's take this one solid piece on top. Let's overlay this piece, which gives us plenty of movement up and down, plenty of ankle pivot movement, everything, and it still looks like a solid boot. Looks really nice. And then arguably the best part is this cape. This cape is unbelievable, the detail on this thing. It's got this nice soft material. Reminds me of the Jedi robes that we get with the Jedi figures. And then we get this really cool design on the back. And then again on the inside, looks really cool. And it's got the bendy wire all over it, so you can kind of pose and do whatever you need to do with it there. So that looks really good. So let's run through our articulation. You can see on the head sculpt with the fishbowl, you're going to get a little bit of movement there, not a lot. And of course you can kind of move him around about that much. The fishbowl itself doesn't spin on top, so you want to be wary of that. You're not going to get a lot of movement. You'll get a lot more movement with the head sculpt, as it's the regular style neck peg. So arm wise, we get pretty good, right up to just about 90 degrees. We get our swivel pivot butterfly right there. Double jointed elbows to go all the way in there. Look really cool. And even with the gauntlet, now obviously with the gauntlet, that edge, you want to be careful not to damage the suit as this goes around. It might clip that and rip it, because this is a thin material right there, so you're going to be careful of that. And then on the hand pegs, we get our normal hand peg, and they do act normally even with the gauntlets on there, so that's really good. You're not going to get a lot of chest articulation, but you do get a little bit of waist, which will be able to allow us to get the figure to bend about that far down and then about that far back. Looks really good. And then legs can go out to there, and kick up wise, you can get to about right there, so just about 90. Double jointed knees, and then like I showed before with the boots, we get full mobility on the boots. Looks really good. And I mean, this is easily figure of the year contender, and really happy to have him, and really pleased with how Hot Toys has come out with this one. So let's go ahead and get him in one final pose, and we'll finish up the video. Just finishing up with the Mysterio figure, which arguably is figure of the year. It's going to be very tough to beat. Now, one thing I didn't show in the review just a few minutes ago is that the fishbowl lights up. I've got it lit up right now. Might be a little hard to tell, but you can see it is a little bit brighter than it was before, and I think it looks really good. So I kept that on for the final pose here, and just kind of in a floating pose that he would do over Spider-Man and doing one of his little tricks that he likes to do. So that's going to be it for this video. This figure is absolutely phenomenal. If you don't have this figure, I suggest you go get it, especially if you were a fan of Spider-Man Far From Home and a fan of the character. You got to have him in your collection. So I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. I really don't find any kind of flaws with this figure. I think head to toe it looks absolutely screen accurate, and the accessories we get are great. The hands, head sculpt, everything is just absolutely perfect. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. It's my first 5 out of 5 rating. So that's going to be it for this video. So I'd ask if you could please drop down. If you like Hot Toys content and more 6-scale figure content, please drop down. Drop a sub and hit the like button. Hit the little bell for notifications. Leave me a comment on the video. Are you going to be picking this up? Have you already got this in your collection? And what do you think of him? So that's going to be it, and please follow me over on Instagram at the Hot Toys Collector, where I'll be posting a lot more photos and doing a lot of cool things with this one. So as always, we'll see you in the next video.